It's like tossing the dice. Do I spend that $80 on the meds, or do I spend that money on groceries? There are times where there's been issues with my check, or that just hasn't gone as far as it could. I'm telling you, between here and there, I wouldn't be able to make it. And I know a lot of other people wouldn't be able to make it.
Then I see this bag of oranges, and there's one bad orange in here. Some people would throw that out. What we do is we take it to the back room, we scan it out, we take out that bad orange, and all these other good oranges go to the charity, and the charity can now eat this.
All companies have an obligation to do better things to make their community stronger. Now more than ever, the need is greater. Food companies in particular, I think, have an obligation to help food insecurity.
No farmer sets out to produce food that is ultimately going to go to waste. Our partnership with Second Harvest has been a godsend of a way to seek out what we initially wanted to do, feed people.
A little bit of kindness really does go a long way. Food and warmth are kindness.
It's something difficult to do, to come to the food bank, and we want to serve them with dignity, providing them with choice and with healthy foods.
We just want to make sure that you have what you need to be able to feed your families.
It meets a need that, to put it quite frankly, otherwise would not be met.
It means having a healthier community.
I don't know what we would do without Second Harvest.
The impact this has on the community is unbelievable.
So good evening, everyone. It's great to be here, and on behalf of the Second Harvest Board of Directors, I'd like to welcome you all to our 2025 Second Harvest Annual General Meeting. My name is Richard Talbot, and it's been my honor to serve as Vice Chair of the Board of Directors this past year. I'm stepping in today because our Board Chair, Karen White Boswell, is unfortunately unable to join us. She happens to be in Jamaica, which normally would be a good thing, but today, when you have a hurricane going by, it's not such a great thing. So anyhow, we're thinking of Karen and her family. Can you hear me okay, or is there a bit of feedback? Okay, perfect. Well, I have to say, it's truly inspiring to reflect on how far we've come. And today, I'm very proud to share the incredible progress that we've made together. This past year marked the final chapter of our 3-year strategic plan, and I'm thrilled to say that Second Harvest not only met, but also exceeded all the goals that we set back in 2022. We redirected more food than ever before, preventing vast amounts of greenhouse gases from entering the atmosphere, and in doing so, we helped millions of Canadians from coast to coast to coast to access the nourishment that they need to thrive. So I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to the entire Second Harvest team. It is truly phenomenal what you've achieved, and to every supporter and partner who made this possible, so that we can grow our network not only in the urban centers, but in the rural towns and in the remote northern communities as well. So I think that deserves a really good hand. Thank you. None of this would have been possible without you, and while we celebrate these achievements, we know the work is far from over. There's still so much more that we can and must do. Today, do you know more than 10 million people in Canada, including 2.5 million children, struggle to access food. And that number's only going up. That works out to 1 in every 4 Canadians. And the recent forecast suggests that it's going to reach 1 in 3 by the end of this year. So this is a true national crisis, and we must act with urgency and compassion. The combined pressures of unaffordable living, persistent inflation, A deepening housing crisis and Canada's rapidly shifting climate have made food rescue more vital than ever. Millions of people, many for the first time, are turning to food charities to meet their very basic needs. So while hunger is a persistent pressure for millions of Canadians, perfectly good food continues to be wasted on a massive scale. According to our research, we now know that 46.5% of all food in Canada gets wasted every year, never making it to the plates or dinner tables of Canadians. And 41.7% of that wasted food is completely avoidable. And it represents enough to feed more than 17 million people for an entire year. Just think of that. So we know that food rescue is a common sense solution to connect these dots. Food rescue isn't just about feeding people, though. It's also way more. It's one of the most effective ways of protecting our planet. Climate change and increasingly volatile weather patterns are making it harder to plant, grow, and harvest crops. In fact, avoidable food waste is responsible for 25.7 million tons of CO2. That's equivalent to the annual emissions of over 5.5 million passenger vehicles. So I'm incredibly proud of the work that's being done here at the Second Harvest to address these issues and to have a positive impact on millions of Canadians, the nonprofits that support them, and also the planet. Together, we are making a significant difference. So I'd now like to introduce the one and only Lori Nicol, our wonderful Second Harvest CEO, to share some of the important work that's being done this past year. Please join me in welcoming Lori.
Don't look so serious, Satish, you know? Good evening, everyone, and thank you, Richard, for stepping in for Karen and for being an outstanding vice chair of the Second Harvest Board of Directors during another, dare I say, incredible year at Second Harvest. Our impact is a direct result of an incredible team. Pat yourselves on the back, you guys. Yeah. Guided by a visionary board, yes, and supported by thousands of volunteers, generous food donors, incredible giving financial partners, and in-kind partners. All of us, but with a shared commitment to a mission and vision of no waste, no hunger. So welcome to Second Harvest 2025 Annual General Meeting. Bonsoir et bienvenue à l'Assemblée Générale Annuelle de Deuxième Récolte. Thank you, MJ. I said it well, I guess. It's a true honor to lead such a passionate and talented team, people who inspire me every day, with their drive to ensure that good food ends up on plates and stays out of the landfill. As Richard mentioned, we've had another remarkable year, which included the successful completion of our 2023 to 2025 strategic plan. Collectively, we've accomplished extends far beyond food rescue. The amount of food we rescue and redirect is critical, but is only part of our story. On the screen in front of me, you'll see all of the lofty goals we set for ourselves, and I am as proud as Richard to say how we tracked against those important pillars. For example, we plan to increase our food rescue from 53.3 million pounds in 2022 to 72 million pounds by 2025. Expand our food support to include 5,000 nonprofits and charities, engage 5,500 individuals annually through training and education. We need to expand our volunteer program nationally, and we committed to producing new research that would best influence change and support our operational goals. And now it's my immense honor to present what together we managed in fiscal 2025. So as a result of the generosity of our supporters and an exceptional staff and volunteer team, we not only met, but exceeded them, rescuing, oh my gosh, 95.3 million pounds of food. Come on, oh my gosh. I mean, we were worried about the original goal and just knocked it out of the park, over 30% more than our original target of 72 million pounds. That rescued food reached 6.8 million people across this country. The value of the rescued food exceeded $400 million. You can't even get your head around that. And that's so critical for the nonprofit organizations we support. That means that their budget dollars could be redirected, not towards purchasing food, but towards the unique program needs and services that their communities want and need the most and rely on. So whether it's providing housing support, mental health services, newcomer assistance, or after-school program for kids, having access to free, healthy food allows these organizations to stretch their resources further and deepen their impact. And this was only possible because of the 10,000 food donors and over 22,000 financial supporters. 22,000 come on, guys, that's so many. Who believe in the mission as much as us, as well as the incredible in-kind partners who give us much-needed warehouse space and parking and prizing and so much more. And because our support is really about healthy food, we are still on track. 86% of all the food that we redistribute is perishable, and 63% in those categories of produce, dairy, and protein. And as we continue to grow from our modest roots in North York, I'm delighted to report that as of today, 53% of all the food that we rescued and redistributed happened outside of Ontario. We haven't been national that long. Go team. And it was all directed to 5,000 amazing organizations supporting 11,000 programs, including food banks, shelters, senior centers, community centers, anywhere where people are congregating and accessing food, we're there. That's about 268,000 meals every day. Unfortunately, on top of the increased need for food as a result of the affordability crisis, it's also a challenging time due to the climate crisis, as wildfires, drought, and other emergencies meant that thousands of additional people were suddenly and unexpectedly in need of urgent food support. Like in May, when devastating wildfires in Manitoba forced multiple communities to evacuate and seek refuge in Winnipeg. In collaboration with Harvest Manitoba and Manitoba Kiiwetinoong Okimakanak, Second Harvest mobilized emergency food shipments for evacuees, ensuring that nutritious meals were available during a devastating time. Or, like in October last year, tragedy struck when Whale Cove, Nunavut, lost their only grocery store burned down. Recognizing the urgency, within days, Second Harvest, Arctic Co-op, Loblaw, and Burnbrae Farms were able to coordinate a shipment to send 8 pallets of necessary supplies, including eggs, bread, water, potatoes, feminine hygiene products, and baby supplies. It's just really another testament to the power of collaboration and the importance of being ready to support at a moment's notice. And I'd like to take a moment to tell you another story. In early 2025, we were alerted to a significant amount of surplus potatoes in Manitoba. Recognizing both the urgency and the opportunity, we moved quickly to ensure this surplus did not go to waste, but instead made its way to communities in Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Ontario, and Quebec. Thanks to our incredible network of donors and partners, word spread fast. Within weeks, more than 10 farms from across the province came on board. So what began as a single surplus donation grew into a province-wide effort, and together we found a home for an astounding 3.5 million pounds of potatoes. That's a group effort. But beyond the potatoes themselves being available, these potatoes had to be processed, washed, bagged, loaded, and transported before reaching the people who needed them. It's a ton of work, and it was no easy feat. But that's what we do here. We make things happen. And I'm super proud of how that story unfolded, a true example of what's possible when communities, farms, and food programs come together to tackle hunger and food waste head on. Over the past year, we've also continued to invest in technology, not just to improve efficiency, but to transform how we serve communities across this country. From logistics to learning, innovation has become the backbone of our operations. Because to move food fast, safely, and at scale, we need more than goodwill. We need systems that think ahead, connect the right people at the right time, and adapt in real time. From smarter routing to predictive analytics for food demand, we're exploring how AI can help us make faster, better informed decisions. Technology doesn't just help us connect food to communities. It also helps us listen better. Through ongoing surveys and feedback loops with our nonprofit and food donor partners, we're learning more about their unique needs. That data guides our decisions, ensuring food goes to the right places at the right time. This commitment to data-informed decision-making is shaping our strategy, allowing us to allocate resources more effectively, more efficiently, and respond with precision when challenges arise. Technology is not a tool, it's a catalyst for transformation. Last year, we're also very proud to be one of 10 organizations selected by Agriculture and Agri-Food Canada to support school food infrastructure funding that allowed us to provide $2 million for infrastructure equipment grants to nonprofits and charitable organizations supporting student nutrition programs in school. That support will enable schools who are serving healthy food to 71 students today to support 350,000 students tomorrow. We're also able to support over 3,300 children and youth with 37,000 nutritious lunches through our Feeding Our Future program across the GTA last year. Only possible because of the almost 1,000 incredible volunteers in July and August. And while those meals supported children during the summer months, our commitment to prepared food access goes even further, meeting the needs of people of all ages who don't have the facilities or capacity to cook. For 24 years now, our Harvest Kitchen program has been transforming rescued food into hot, nutritious meals for individuals and families across the GTA. And in F25, our partner kitchens work together to prepare and distribute 275,000 meals to 54 nonprofit organizations across Toronto. These meals ensured that healthy food reached people in a way that they needed it, ready to eat, nourishing, and made with care. But again, none of this would be possible without the 4,200 incredible volunteers who donated almost 17,000 hours of their time to support our mission. Volunteer engagement surged across 8 provinces with an almost 200% increase in participation outside of Ontario. Together, our volunteers sorted more than 1 million pounds of food for the first time ever. Yeah! Making good food more accessible to more communities across Canada. And our volunteers are a powerful reminder that creating a more equitable food system takes people, committed, passionate people, working together at every level. But to build real, lasting change, we also need to equip people with the right knowledge. Over the past year, our training and education programs did just that, reaching more than 10,700 individuals. 325 people earned their 5-year safe food handling certifications. 828 nonprofit partners received targeted training. And we expanded our reach to 112 schools where 1,100 children and youth participated in our learning programs. This isn't about sharing information, it's about building capacity, growing confidence, and inspiring action. We're especially excited about this renewed focus on young people. In fact, we're deepening that commitment through the launch of the Youth Council. Our National Youth Council brought together 10 outstanding young leaders from across the country to shape our innovation, outreach, and advocacy work, ensuring that youth voices are not only heard, but embedded in the way we tackle food system challenges. Together, they completed several major projects, including a national research initiative exploring how young people experience and understand food waste. This incredible group also launched a podcast series highlighting food waste reduction initiatives, developed peer-to-peer education resources, and took part in Food Waste Reduction Day, engaging more than 1,000 youth across the country. We're so grateful for the energy, insight, and commitment these young leaders brought to their work and to the future they're already helping to build. These young leaders reminded us that food justice, climate action, and social equity are deeply, deeply connected. Because when we talk about food rescue, hunger is often the first thing that comes to mind, and rightly so. But we all know there's another critical reason this work matters, and that's our environment. The environmental benefit of reducing food waste is enormous. By diverting the 95 million pounds, we prevented 309 million pounds of greenhouse gases. That's like taking 43,000 cars off the road for the year. And it doesn't stop there. That effort also saves 65 billion liters of water, enough to fill 26,000 Olympic-sized swimming pools. Food rescue is not just about feeding people. It's about protecting our planet, conserving resources, and building a more sustainable future for everyone. And by addressing food waste at scale, it requires more than just action. It requires advocacy. And that's why, alongside our on-the-ground work, Second Harvest continues to lead with awareness and evidence-based research. We're not just rescuing food, we're helping to reshape the national and global understanding of food loss and waste through data, systems thinking, and collaboration. In January, Second Harvest released The Avoidable Crisis of Food Waste, The Update, a follow-up to our groundbreaking world-first research in 2019. And while we were encouraged to see that the overall food waste in Canada has declined by 20%, the data also revealed a troubling shift that avoidable, edible food waste actually increased by 6.5%. But the new research dissects food waste drivers, like best before dates. 23%, 23, 26%, 23%, got it right the first time, sorry about that, is a direct result of a best before date. And there's also issues with grading and specifications. But now that we have the knowledge, we can move change. And in addition to our core research on food loss and waste, Second Harvest also produced a timely report analyzing the potential impacts of new tariff outcomes on Canada's food supply chain, the cost of conflict, tariffs, and food insecurity. This work provided valuable insights into how shifting trade dynamics affect food access, affordability, and surplus availability, helping our partners and policymakers better prepare for uncertainty in a rapidly changing global landscape. We found that if these tariffs are fully implemented, the cost to Canadian households will top over $1,900 a year. This is a time when food security is already at crisis levels. This trade war will continue to push even more people into hunger when food charities are already unable to meet the need today. Our leadership also extended beyond national borders. We led Canada's delegation at the ISO Food Waste Management Mirror Committee meetings in Australia, helping shape global policies and standards to address food waste worldwide. And as Second Harvest continues to grow, so too does our public profile and media presence. In 2025, our messages were mentioned over 5,500 times across broadcast, print, online, and radio. That's 20% higher than last year. Yay! Coverage was led by our World First Research and our inspiring national partnership with the Shania Twain Foundation that also came with a $125,000 donation to support 5 communities across the country. But this is just a glimpse. It's a glimpse of what we accomplished together last year. Behind every metric, though, you guys know, there are thousands and thousands of stories. These are real people we are impacting. And it's so powerful. None of this would be possible without all of you and everybody that gets behind this mission. It's your passion, it's your dedication, and your belief in a vision of no waste, no hunger that fuels our mission every day. So I want to say on behalf of me, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, I'm going to ask Richard to come on back. Although, before he, come back. Those were the written speaking notes. I have one other note. Don't veer from the script. So apparently there's this game happening, this World Series thing. It's kind of a big deal. And our Marcom team had this incredible idea that we should challenge a food rescue team in LA And so we did. And they accepted the challenge. So they're Food Forward LA. So we really need, I know we don't all have social media, but we really do need you to go to Instagram and say the Blue Jays are going to win, because there's just more people in America, so we want... And that is all.
What an incredible story. Thank you so much, Lori. So now we have a little bit of business to do. We'll try and keep it tight, but as Vice Chair of the Second Harvest Board of Directors, I'd like to officially call this meeting to order. Notice of the meeting was duly sent out on October the 6th, 2025, in accordance with the bylaws. And given that a quorum of members is present, I declare this meeting to be duly constituted for the transaction of business. The minutes from the annual meeting held on November the 7th, 2024 have been circulated and are available to all the members. Are there any corrections or additions to be made to the minutes that anyone would like to make? Okay, well, I'd like to ask for a motion to approve the minutes. Can I have a proposer, please? Anyone who'd like? Harry, I see you first. Thank you. And a seconder, please. Thank you, Janice. Is there any discussion on the motion? Seeing none. All in favor? Any opposed? I declare the motion to be carried. I'd also like to announce that the financial statements have been approved by the Board of Directors and are available for viewing online at secondharvest.ca. And I'd now like to invite Zishan Liaquat, our fearless Chief Financial and Operating Officer, to present the financial report. Zishan, over to you.
Thank you so much, Richard, for your kind words. Good evening, everyone. It's my privilege to share the financial highlights from our fiscal year ending August 31st, 2025. Looking back on 2025, we see a year defined by disciplined execution, strong financial performance, and meaningful progress towards strategic priorities. So let's review the key milestones that define this year. In 2025, we successfully rescued approximately $400 million worth of food. That's almost 10% more compared to last year. Non-food and cash donations grew by 14% compared to last year. A clear demonstration of trust and confidence our donor community places in Second Harvest's mission. Through strong cost management and unwavering support of our donors and volunteers, we achieved modest surplus of $0.2 million. These funds will help us expand our food rescue initiatives and strengthen the foundation for sustainable growth in the years ahead. We continue to operate with exceptional efficiency, spending just 20 cents every pound of food rescued and distributed, ensuring that every dollar invested delivers maximum impact. By year-end, unrestricted cash totaled $7.2 million, and net assets reached $14.9 million, providing us with a strong financial position to sustain and grow our mission-driven work. The value of our food donations continues to reflect both the diversity and quality of the products we rescue, ensuring maximum nutritional impact across communities. Over the past 5 years, we have maintained a compound annual growth rate of 44.2%, demonstrating consistent and sustainable expansion. This year's rescues included over $169 million in fresh produce, along with significant contributions of baked goods and proteins, helping us meet a broad range of nutritional needs and reducing food waste at scale. Volunteer impact. Every year, our volunteers remain the driving force behind Second Harvest, turning compassion into action and action into impact. In 2025, over 3,200 new volunteers joined our team, bringing our total to more than 4,200 individuals who gave their time and energy to support our mission. Together, they sorted over 1 million pounds of food and contributed 16,000 plus hours across our network, helping ensure that good food reaches communities nationwide. The incredible dedication of our volunteers also translated into a monetary value of more than $436,000. That's 11% increase compared to last year, showing how deeply engaged our volunteer community continues to be. To all our volunteers, thank you. Your passion, generosity, and dedication truly make everything we do possible. At the core of our work is impact, turning every dollar into meaningful change. This year, 96 cents of every revenue directly supported people through our programs, reflecting efficient and high-impact model for rescuing surplus food and diverting it from landfills. So in closing, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to our board of directors for their leadership and guidance, our incredible staff for their dedication and hard work, and especially to the Audit and Finance Committee for their diligence and support throughout the year. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Zishan. Great job. The next item of business is the appointment of auditors. I'd like to move that the chartered accounting firm of Hogg, Shane & Scheck, PC, be appointed as auditors for Second Harvest for the fiscal year ending August 31st, 2026. May I have a seconder, please? Thank you, Satish. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, I'll put it to a vote. All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion is carried. Thank you very much. And now I'd like to turn it over to Jeff Hosworth, Chair of the Governance and Nomination Committee. Jeff.
So what's everybody doing tomorrow night? I actually feel sorry for the kids because they're not going to get much candy. All right, back down to business. I'm excited to be here on behalf of the Governance and the Nominating Committee. Can we put the slate of board members up? We're going to vote for them as a slate versus individually. Are there any other nominations beyond this? There being no further nominations, I declare that the nomination process is now closed. Do I have a proposer? Thank you, Catherine. A seconder? Thank you, Satish. All those in favor, say aye. I declare the motion to be carried. I further direct the Secretary to cast a single ballot in the election of the persons nominated to hold office as director until the next meeting at which directors are elected or until otherwise replaced. You'll notice a new name on the nomination list this year, and I'm very pleased to welcome, and I want to pronounce your surname properly, John Vilt? Close enough. Welcome to the board. We're really looking forward to having you, and Microsoft donating millions and millions of dollars. I'd also like to take this moment to recognize some outgoing board members. Harry, do you want to stand up? Harry has been a director since 2019 and has been a very valuable part of the team. Thank you, and I'm envious that you live in Florida. At this point, I would also like to announce that I'm leaving the board after 9 years. It's been an honor. So much has been achieved. When I think I first met Lori in the previous facility and versus this one, it's hard to describe. So I want to say thanks to Lori and her team and all the current board members and the past board members. And I would say I work with organizations, global organizations around the world that are world class. Second Harvest is definitely world class. Thank you very much.
It's not my turn, but I'm still doing it because Jeff took my notes. So I also would like to say something to the outgoing board members. Harry, you have been a steady, where are you, Harry? There you are. Steady and thoughtful presence on our board since 2019, serving as a dedicated member of the Finance Committee long before that. Your insights and guidance have helped Second Harvest navigate complex financial decisions with clarity and with confidence and with humor and fun. while your term on the board is coming to an end, we're not losing you. We're just losing you on the board. You're staying on finance. You'll never get rid of us. So I want to thank you for your continued commitment to our mission and for helping us build a financially resilient organization. I have a little gift. There you go, Sarah. Harry's been with us for 10 years. And now I'd like to recognize Jeff Hausworth. His leadership has been foundational to Second Harvest growth and governance. I mean, to be fair, he did hire me, so there's, He has served as our chair of the board of directors in fiscal 2022 and 23, following 2 years as vice chair and continuing as past chair. These roles also meant Jeff was a key member of both the executive and governance committees, and he took on the role of chair of the governance committee in F24 and 25. Jeff has a strategic vision, a steady hand, and a deep commitment to good governance, which has helped shape Second Harvest and who we are today into the national leader you see before us. Jeff, thank you for your years of service, your leadership, and your unwavering belief in our mission. I honestly could go on for hours about his impact on Second Harvest, but instead, I'm going to share the best advice he gives everyone. Be brief, be bright, be gone. He's also been with us 10 years. Sorry, Richard.
I'd like to add my own personal thanks to both Harry and Jeff. And Jeff in particular. Jeff was chair since 2021 to 23, so those years right after COVID. And during that time, you probably we saw huge growth. And Jeff had a very steady hand mixed in with his very unique and crazy sense of humor, actually, which kept us all on board. So thank you both, Harry and Jeff. So that brings us near the close of the meeting, and there's no further business, so I'd like to ask for a motion to adjourn this meeting. Can I get a proposer, please? Thank you very much, Kevin. Seconder? Thank you very much, Tamara. I move that we adjourn this meeting, but I would like to just add one thing, because that concludes the formal part. I would just like to close and say that we can all be really, really proud of what we're accomplishing here. This has been the final year of a 3-year plan. We're now embarking on a whole new plan which will lead to further growth. And I think the year 2026 is going to be very, very exciting. So stay tuned. Before we wrap up, I'd just like to take this last opportunity to say a big word of thanks to our incredible supporters, to our donors, our partners, our sponsors, and our funders. Thank you for supporting the people in Canada and sharing our vision of no waste, no hunger, to fight food insecurity, food waste, and climate change all at once. Without you by our side, none of this would be possible, and many Canadians would have a significantly different outlook on life. Thank you also to the wonderful staff. They really, this deserves a hand, because you guys make it all happen. To the board, and everyone here tonight. We appreciate you and are so glad to be together on this journey. No waste, no hunger, and lastly, go Jays, go. Thank you all.